Well, hello. Let me ask you this. Why do cruise ships, why do they not play cards together? Well, of course, it's because the captain's always standing on the deck. That's right. It's going to be that kind of show today. Got a lot of headlines for you, including a story about the U.S. government recommending that cruisers do not cruise to a popular destination, and a debate. A debate between Carnival Cruise Line and Royal Caribbean. Who does it best when it comes to this embarkation day allowance? There's a lot to break down. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Lido, Loca. I am your host, Texas Dolly, and I'm here to talk you through everything going on in cruising. And there's a lot going on in cruising. Let's start with this. The U.S. State Department has raised the travel advisory level for a popular cruise port destination. We're talking about Jamaica. The advisory has been moved to a level 3 out of 4. And it highlights the escalating crime rate in the country, including violent crimes, home invasions, armed robberies, homicides, other things. Disturbingly, even all-inclusive resorts have been victimized by crime. The advisory goes on to caution that local law enforcement may not effectively respond to these crimes with lengthy prosecution times and differing medical care standards from what travelers may expect in the United States. Honestly, it's not unusual for Jamaica to have a level 3 warning, but this recent advisory came out really highlighting the heightened crime. At one point, Jamaica was at a level 4 that included some challenges because of COVID. Of course, all the popular cruise lines go there: Carnival Cruise Line, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian Cruise Line. At this point, I haven't heard of any cruise itineraries that have been changed because of this change in the travel advisory level, but it is worth mentioning so that people who are going to Jamaica on a cruise ship at least have some forewarning, some forethought. It's tough to talk about Jamaica without thinking about Bob Marley. And I think Bob Marley had one of the most chill, laid-back songs of all time. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be all right. Of course, the government's saying that that's not true in Jamaica. So what do you do? Are you a fan of Jamaica? Do you like to skirt in Jamaica, explore the area? Or do you stay near the cruise port? What are you going to do going forward? Leave a comment below. All right, let's pretend it's 1998. Jump into our Jamaican bobsled and, slide our way over to Norfolk, Virginia, where Carnival is getting ready to open up their sailing season there. Carnival Cruise Line is embarking on its most extensive deployment in Norfolk, Virginia, with the launch of Carnival Magic's first cruise. This extended season is expected to attract large numbers of cruise guests, the largest ever in the city's history. Over the next 5 months, the Carnival Magic will offer a series of 26 cruises, ranging from 4 to 10 days until October the 27th, 2023. The captain of the Carnival Magic, Captain Bruno Palomba, super excited. Him and the entire Carnival Magic team expect to receive about 100,000 guests through the Norfolk Cruise Terminal this year. And do the math on that. That's a decent amount of passengers over 26 cruises. How about my Virginian lovers out there? Virginia's for lovers. That's what they always told me. I didn't know what that meant when I was 9 years old. Virginia is for lovers. Are you loving cruising out of Norfolk? Have you done it? Leave a comment below. Now, in addition to the Norfolk story, there is another Carnival Cruise Line story bebopping around the internet. This time it has to do with the Carnival Venezia. And where will she be sailing? Where will she be sailing in 2024? Now, what we'd heard is that the Venezia would be doing year-round sailings from New York City. New York City! However, there has been a change of plans. Carnival Cruise Line is set to introduce its newest ship, the Carnival Venezia, offering a unique experience called Carnival Fun Italian Style. To celebrate, the cruise line has opened up future sailings for the ship starting from Port Canaveral, Florida. The ship will embark on a 12-day Southern Caribbean Journeys cruise from New York, arriving in Port Canaveral on December the 18th, 2024. It will then offer a series of 7-day cruises to popular destinations, including the Eastern and Western Caribbean. Additionally, 2 special 14-day Carnival Journeys cruises will take passengers on an exciting journey to the Southern Caribbean. This is, of course, highly anticipated. It is exciting that there will be an opportunity to try the Carnival Fun Italian style down here in the Sunshine State, down here in Florida. I've already heard from several of you that you're cruising on Venezia out of New York. How about the rest of you? Does Venezia being in Florida next year, does it entice you to get on this? Are you going to cruise Venezia? Leave a comment below. See, the opening joke was funny because, you know, when the pack of cards is called a deck of cards, and then the ships have decks, the captain standing on the deck, you know what I'm saying? Also, why did I open the show saying I was Texas Dolly? Well, this is probably a good point to have a moment of respectful remembrance. Texas Dolly, poker legend Doyle Brunson, passed away a couple days ago. And for those of us who love to test the fates, those of us that may have gotten caught up in the poker boom in the early 2000s, those of us who love the movie Rounders, certainly familiar with Texas Dolly Doyle Brunson. And so I thought I'd give a shout out to Doyle Brunson. Also a shout out and prayers to John Heald and his family. The brand ambassador over there at Carnival Cruise Line has been taking extensive care of his mother over the last few months, and she did pass away. Yeah, just some peace and love to that guy. And certainly it's not lost on me that really at every moment of human existence, there are all the highs and lows of life, new babies being born, people dying. But the one thing that does give me comfort when I think about people dying is just a very simple scripture that says, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted." Just praying comfort and peace to those in mourning, those in turmoil. There you go. Let's talk about a cruise port that hosted 67,594 cruise passengers in one day. Uno deato. I don't think that's the word for day in Spanish, but one day. That's a lot, almost 70,000 passengers. And we're talking about the cruise port that used to be the busiest cruise port in the world that has been usurped by Port Canaveral. We're talking about the old stalwart of cruising, Port Miami. ¿Quién tiene café? Yo tengo la leche. ¿Quién tiene café? Who has the coffee? I have the milk. Shout out Ludacris. So how do you get 70,000 cruise passengers in Miami in one day? Well, you start a lot of cruises from there. Oasis of the Seas was there. Explorer of the Seas was there. You also had some Carnival cruise ships. The Celebration was there. The Horizon, Carnival Horizon was there. Scarlet Lady was there. Norwegian Encore, MSC Seascape, and the Seabourn Ovation. Miami is a beautiful sail away, but one of my least favorite cruise ports to drive into. But yeah, congratulations, Port Miami. You did it. All right, no energy drink today. Pellegrino. Still marching through the stories. The next one. MSC Cruises just made a big announcement that has people excited, people that love cruising, people that love entertainment. It's not really that surprising, but Sophia Loren, Italian goddess actress from forever, my whole life, she will be the godmother again for the next MSC cruise ship, the MSC Eurybia. There's going to be a ceremony on June the 8th in Copenhagen. This is why you have to travel. It is so cool when you hear an exotic city like Copenhagen, exotic to people that are from North America. I'm sure Europeans are like, Copenhagen? Been there. But for the rest of us over here across the pond, it's exotic, and I'm dang excited to know exactly what that city looks like when I hear that Miss Sophia Loren will be the godmother in a ceremony June the 8th in Copenhagen. That's really the story. You know how these ceremonies go. Some singing, some dancing, a champagne bottle smashing into a cruise ship. But yeah, notable that Sophia Loren will be the godmother of another MSC cruise ship. I think this is like the 800th cruise ship that, look, I could look it up, but that's your challenge for today. How many MSC cruise ships is Sophia Loren the godmother of? And is there just not any other famous, beautiful Italian actresses to do this? I don't know. But yeah, leave a comment below. All right. Are you still here? If so, it's that special time of the show where I invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything that's going on in cruising, please consider subscribing. It's the button just right under the screen subscribe, notification bell. That way you get notified when the show comes out. I'm changing it up a little bit. I used to be a 12:15 show release guy, but I really need to carve out some time in my morning to exercise. So for my health, believe it or not, for my health, I think I'm gonna start letting the show go about 3:15. So adjust your calendars. And I know some people watch it at lunch, but maybe just watch yesterday's show during lunch. But I think that's going to work out better. That's why it's important to be subscribed. That way you know when the show comes out. I thank you all in advance. All right. Much like the epic battle between Abraham Lincoln and Stephen Douglas sometime in the 1850s, maybe. Yeah, it had to be in the 1850s. There is a debate raging, in my mind only, probably, about this thing that I heard on a vlog yesterday. I was watching my friend Jamie from Sharing at Sea. He recently won on an all-boys cruise called Romania with my other friend John from the Ship Show. And I watched the embarkation day video, and there was a lot of stuff that went on. But the one thing that I keyed in on was that Jamie was carrying around his backpack for what seemed like an exorbitant amount of time. I think they got on the cruise ship as early as possible. And there was one moment during the video where he tried to go to his cabin. This was a Royal Caribbean cruise ship. He tried to go to his cabin just to drop off his backpack. And they said, "No way, Jamie. You are not allowed back here. Stay out. The rooms are not open yet. You cannot even drop your bag off." And he was very understanding. There was no rebellion from Jamie. He's a very good guy. This really isn't about Jamie. But he pointed out that on Carnival cruise ships, you can actually go drop your bag off early while they're finishing up your room, while they're getting it ready. And I thought, well, what an interesting thing. Carnival allows you to be back there to your cabin, drop off your bag, but Royal Caribbean will not. Is this even a thing? Does it even matter? What's your normal embarkation day routine? Are you carrying a lot of crap with you? Are you trying to get as much stuff handed off to the porters as possible so that you can meander around the cruise ship hands-free? What's your normal embarkation day dealio? And what do you think about the allowance of Carnival to drop off your bag and the prohibition of Royal Caribbean to make you wait until the rooms are ready? I don't know, just an interesting conversation. I would love to hear your feedback in the comments. So I think that's it. The only thing left for you to do, if you'd be so kind, is to hit the like button. And if you're feeling froggy, jump. Those are my favorite things. Like when I was in high school, somebody about you feeling froggy? You feeling froggy, bro? But no, it's not that. We're not jumping anywhere unless you'd like to jump down in the comments and talk about how brown my eyes are. Is that too forward of me? Leave a nice comment if you would. I got so many nice comments yesterday. I'm feeling it now. Thank you so much. All right, this is Tony for Lido Loca. Till the next time, we'll see you on the Lido.